everyone? Welcome to the Opposite Field Outlook. This is the All-Star episode, Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, All-Star Futures Game. We got it all here. We love Juan Soto.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it.
I think this is a little too long. I might shorten it up. That's fine. I am Jack. This is Neal. Andrew wishes he was here. That's tough for him.
Tough luck.
Unfortunately, he can't be here. Neal, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. A little tired.
As usual.
Just started watching the Home Run Derby, even though it already started. And I'm enjoying it. And I can't wait to watch more. Yeah, I've been enjoying my Dodgers, man. It's been fun. Went to a game. It was fun to watch.
Crazy game.
It was. I wish what happened. Oh well. It's behind us. Draft happened. A lot of stuff happened. It's been fun.
A lot of baseball going on. The Angels are horrible.
Yeah.
Making me sad.
That's depressing.
It was really, a little bit. We're vibing. I had the worst leg day of my entire life today. The gym was unbelievably crowded at 2 p.m. on a Monday.
What the hell?
I don't know. The gym's not usually crowded at 2 on a Monday.
That tends not to be the case.
Yeah, so I did leg press instead of squats, and then I did lunges because the grass area was open. Not really grass, turf.
Yeah, fake grass.
Yeah. So really it was not that effective. And then I rode my bike here, and I forgot my key to the office at home. So that was tough. My dad had to drive out, give me the key. Other than that, my day's going great.
Other than that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've had a really bad day, but I'm not actually, mad about it. I usually get mad when I have a bad day. I'm just chilling. A lot of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Home Run Derby on the screen right now. We're watching it as the episode goes on, and Albert Pujols just won the first round and beat Kyle Schwarber. That was huge. That was legendary.
He went off. He had,
he had 7 in 1 minute.
7 in 1 minute.
You'd love to see that from Albert Pujols. The story writes itself. Look at that guy. He doesn't have any hair.
He's raising his kids. The entire league. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have hair. Everyone knows that, though. I don't think he's ever had hair in the big leagues.
Probably not.
Okay.
Oh, the
There's
semifinals.
the final four.
Pete Alonso beat Acuna. J-Rod beat Corey Seager. Juan Soto beat J-Ram. And Albert Pujols beat Kyle Schwarber.
Wait, why is Pujols' picture where Juan Soto is? I just realized it's the same guy.
Juan Soto's the new Albert Pujols.
Graphic mistake.
Juan Soto versus Albert Pujols. I don't think there's any question that Juan Soto's going to pull that one off.
I think he's not as much of a failure as Kyle Schwarber will be.
Yeah, that was Kyle Schwarber will go down in history as the most embarrassing home run derby performance ever.
Watch for Pujols go to the very end.
He's gonna make
That'd
it.
Be insane.
If he won, I would. Yeah, that would be insane.
I'd buy some merch of that.
I would as well. I might be going to the All Star Game.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
I could have gone, but I don't like being broke, so I was like,
yeah,
I'll value that.
Tickets are kind of expensive.
Yeah, I could have gone, but I'll keep my savings in check.
We're going to the American League unless you have anything else you want to say before the show actually starts.
No, let's get into it.
We're already 3 seconds in. I ruined the song, guys.
How dare you.
In the American League, the Detroit Tigers visit the Royals, and the Royals get carried to a 3-1 win by Brad Keller. He pitches 7 innings, 1 earned. The offense turns on for Game 2 as the Royals win 3-7. Miggy takes 14th place on the career RBI list, driving in the tying and go-ahead runs to put the Tigers ahead 7-5 in Game 3. And in Game 4 goes the Royals' way as Singer gets his first win in a month during a 5-2 contest. Tampa Bay hosts the Red Sox and they sweep the series. Tough for the Red Sox. Game 1 goes 10-5 after a nice day from Yandy Diaz. Game 2, Chris Sale makes his return, pitches 5 scoreless, the bullpen blows the lead, and the Sox lose 3-2. Shane McClanahan puts on another masterclass in a 4-1 win, and the Rays take Game 4, 4-5. White Sox go to Cleveland. They split 4. Bieber throws a complete game. 4-8 Guardians, 1-4 Guardians, 7-0 Sox, 2-1 Sox. Oakland visits Arlington, and the Rangers take 2 of 3 from them in a very unsurprising turn of events. Corey Seager has his first 4-game home run streak this season. John Gray pitches 7 scoreless. Cincinnati goes to the Bronx, and the Yankees lose 2 of 3, 4-3 Reds, 7-6 Yankees, 7-6 Reds. Nestor, the molester, does his thing in that game, but Votto ties the game up in the late innings. Phillies visit Toronto for 2, and both games go to the Jays 4-3 and 8-2. Jose Barrios, 13 strikeouts over 6 innings pitched in the first matchup. After that win, Charlie Montoyo becomes the 3rd victim of the GMs this season. The Brewers visit Minnesota. Game 1 goes on through 3 rain delays. The Brewers win that one 6-3. Game 2 goes 4-1 the Twins' way. Angels host the Astros, and Astros take 2 of 3. Who could be surprised about that? The Angels win on Ohtani Day. Everyone and their mom expects that one. For the weekend series, Kansas City travels to Toronto. They leave 10 of their players behind because of the vaccine rules. The Royals are lucky that they won 1 of 4. They take their first game 3-1, and then the rest goes the Jays' way 8-1, 5-6, and 2-4. Detroit goes to Cleveland. They get swept in 3. Tristan McKenzie pitches 8 scoreless in the first game, winning 4-0. The next game goes 6-5, and the Guardians take the last game 10-0. Seattle goes to Texas to face the Rangers, and they win their 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th straight games in a row. Holy! Robbie Ray throws a 12K game, and J-Rod gets an insane amount of hits. They keep the M's offense alive. Boston visits New Yankee Stadium for a 3-set. Bogart scores on a wild pitch in the 11th inning to take Game 1 5-4. Yankees blow up the Red Sox 14-1 Game 2. And in Game 3, Chris Sale exits with a broken left finger. He will miss a significant amount of time for that one. That game goes 2-13 the Yankees' way. Chicago goes to Minnesota and wins 3 of 4 games. The offense steps up for the Sox, and Game 1 goes 12-2, Game 2 goes 6-2, Game 3 goes 3-6, and Game 4 goes 11-0. The Sox starting pitching continues to deal, except Lance Lynn. Oakland goes to Houston. They take 2 games out of 3. Yikes. Astros starting pitching. Few tough games. A's take advantage. Verlander does well as always. Dodgers go to the Angels. That went well for the Dodgers, but it went even worse for the Angels. Kershaw goes perfect through 7 innings on the Friday night game for the 2nd time this season. Kershaw is truly one of the all-time greats. Angels make embarrassing at-bats and embarrassing pitching performances and only compound on the struggles this season. The O's, they visit the Rays. The Rays take 2 of 3, and that ends the O's 10-game win streak. Game 1 ends 5-6 for the Rays. The Orioles win in 11 innings, 6-4, and the Rays win the decider 7-5, but Harold Ramirez breaks his thumb. That adds to the Rays' injury problems. That is what happened in the American League. Oh, it didn't work. There we go.
Now that's what happened.
That's what happened in the American League. Okay. Let's talk standings. I got the standings right here.
Let's see it.
New York Yankees remain 13 games ahead. That's to be expected, but this time they're 13 games ahead of the Rays.
Oh.
The Blue Jays are 1.5 back from the Rays. The Red Sox are 16.5 back from the Yankees, so 3.5 back from the Rays after that little sweep series. And the O's remain at 500, 18 games behind the Yankees. They are 46-46. The Twins still hold the American League Central. That's a silly division. They're 2 games ahead of the Guardians and 3 games ahead of the Chicago White Sox. And the Royals are only 1 game back from the Detroit Tigers. So we're looking for who can be the worst in the division for that one. White Sox are at 500. Could we see a turnaround after the All Star break? Maybe. No one really knows. No one really expects them to make a run.
You never know, but probably not.
Houston Astros, they're 9 games ahead of the Seattle Mariners. That's the lowest that's been all season since the Angels collapsed. Yeah. And then the Texas Rangers are 17.5 back from the Astros. So they're not really in contention right now. The Angels are in 4th place at 39-53. And the A's, I believe they're still the worst team in baseball at 32-61.
Yeah, I think they are too.
Their run differential is -118. So
they're battling Washington if they make trade moves.
Yep.
If Washington guts, then
we'll see what happens to Juan Soto at the deadline. That's
yeah. Rejected a contract.
J-Rod, 23 home runs just now.
I can do that in my sleep.
Yeah. People are throwing meatballs over the plate. They're going 450 dead center every pitch.
Yep. That's why you get a good pitching person.
That's the American League.
Pretty cool league.
That's all the summary and stuff. Mike Trout. Fun news. Also some bad news with Mike Trout. He's on the 10-day IL. So
things got worse.
Things got worse. This time it's his rib, not his back, which is kind of sad.
So he healed and then got worse.
Since he's on IL, he will be eligible for the second game when we come back from the break. Mike Trout, good news. He will be participating as the team captain for the United States in the World Baseball Classic.
Hopefully his pinky toe doesn't hurt by then, and that he's all good to lead them to victory. I want to watch that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that should be fun. That's something I would...
It's off-season, right?
I believe it's off-season.
The most
I think it's this...
people can compete.
Yeah, I think it's like March. Wait, we know what time it is because Andrew went over this last time.
Yeah.
It was early off-season.
Yeah, February and March area.
That's that. What other... Oh, another AL update. Chris Sale is going to be gone 4 to 6 weeks.
Again. That's cool.
You could just tell in his body language that he was frustrated. Like, he got hit, and then he looked at his pinky, and it was just bent out of shape, and then he just walked into the dugout. Didn't even talk to the manager. He just went like this and just walked into the clubhouse. He returned later in the game with bandages all over his hand, but you hate to see that. I mean...
That sucks.
I don't like the Red Sox or anything, but...
Yeah, I don't care.
Chris Sale's a legend. It's got to be tough for him that he's not going to play. The clubhouse inanimate objects better watch out.
Oh, yeah,
Rip
that's
TV
actually
off the
very
wall.
true.
Hey, you can't rip the TV off the wall because his hand is broke. Maybe you can kick something.
Yeah. I think very soft material is at risk now due to him kicking now. So we'll see what he does. I saw there was a dummy in there. So...
And I guess this goes under AL. Kershaw throws 7 perfect innings. Which he's not in the AL, but he was at an AL stadium.
Yeah, AL news.
We were there.
We were.
That was crazy. At around the 5th inning, I stopped rooting for the Angels.
Yeah.
I want to see the perfect game so that I can sell my ticket for hundreds of dollars on eBay. Because we got physical tickets for no reason.
The one time.
Yeah? Well, I always have physical tickets when we sit there.
Never mind. The every time.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been awesome if it happened. But, and it was only one hit. It was a one-hitter.
Oh.
For the whole outing.
For his outing, yeah. 2 hits total. Rengifo double, Marsh home run. So 2 runs were scored in those 2 games. Both of them were Brandon Marsh home runs. Which is mega embarrassing.
He's hard carrying the team.
And people say they hate Brandon Marsh and we should send him down, but I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I think everyone loves Brandon. They like rooting for him.
I do like rooting for Brandon Marsh because he's he was a menace last year and now he's just terrible. I wish he wasn't terrible. So is Mike Trout, so...
Yeah. Hopefully he can get back onto the field. That's kind of important to play baseball. Like, be there. So... We'll see.
My guy's deadlifting 1 plate. Gotta get the weight up.
Pete Alonso really not doing it for me. What is that? Are those 45s?
Well, you gotta be 45s, right? There's no way even if they're 50. Even if they're 55s, it's like...
Alright. Well, Pete doesn't make it here. He's out. Anyway, do you want to go to the NL?
Let's go to the NL. Put the headphones on and then listen to the music.
Let's listen.
And hopefully it works.
Hopefully I don't knock anything over putting these on. Alright, we're good. Alright, people. We're going to start with the NL West because who doesn't love some NL West? The Dodgers take 2 of 3 against the Cardinals. Game 1 was 6-7 for the Cardinals. Dodgers could not come back on this one. Pujols homering against his former team. And in Game 2, Dodgers flipped the script, 7-6, exact opposite score. They make an amazing comeback in the last few innings, and very topped off by we have one bench player. I forget who he is. I'll think about that later. Game 3 was 4-0. So Dodgers take 2 of 3. An NL West matchup with the Rockies facing off second place Padres. The Rockies rock the Padres and take 3 of 4. Game 1 was a 65 win for the Padres. Game 2, 5-3 Rockies. Game 3, 6-10 Rockies, and Game 4, 8-5 Rockies. Some good dominance at the end. And then the Padres go back home to host the D-backs and take 2 of 3. Game 1, 5-3. Game 2, 4-3. And Game 3, 3-1. The D-backs finally take a win. And the D-backs before this series, they faced off against the Giants. The D-backs already have more wins against the Giants than they did last year. So that says something about the Giants more than it says something about the D-backs, in my opinion. The Giants took 2 of 3, however. Game 1 was 4-3 D-backs. Game 2 was a 13-0 Giants absolute crush. And Game 3 was 4-3 Giants as well. In that last game, Giants crawled back from a 3-0 deficit for Crawford to walk it off with a single. Very exciting. After this, the Giants hosted the Brewers, and Giants took 3 of 4 against them. Game 1, 3-2 Brewers. Game 2, 8-5 Giants, as the hater implodes and completely destroys his ERA right now. Saves are not looking too good for the Brewers right now. Game 3, 2-1 Giants, and Game 4, 9-5 Giants. And to finish up with the Rockies, they face the Pirates and take 2 of 3. Game 1, 13-2. Game 2, 2-0. Both those Rockies wins in Game 3, 3-8. The Pirates take a win. Talking about the Pirates, we're going to move to the NL Central. The Pirates face the Marlins, not the Marlins, right before the Rockies. Pirates, split the 4-game series. Game 1 was 5-1 Pirates, 3-2 Pirates, 5-4 Marlins, and 3-2 Marlins. First place Brewers faced off against the Twins. They split the 2-game series. Game 1, 6-3 Brewers, and Game 2, 4-1 the Twins. Again, hater blows another save. Not looking too good. I noticed it. Your Cardinals are half a game back from the Brew Crew, finishing off the first half. Half a game. They finished their first half. They faced the Reds to finish the end of the first half, and they take 2 of 2 due to a delayed game yesterday, so they weren't able to completely get in the final game. Speaking of the Cards in that Futures game, what was his name? Mason Wynn. Weird way to spell Mason. Threw a 100-mile-an-hour throw out to get someone running to first. Very impressive. Game 1, though, 7-3 Cardinals, and Game 2, 11-3 Cardinals to destroy the Reds. And last, and very least, the Cubs faced off against the Orioles. Cubs get swept to push Orioles' win streak to 10. Obviously, it ended right after this, but Game 1, 4-2 Orioles. Game 2, 7-1 Orioles. And then the Cubs faced off against the Mets to take 1 of 4. Game 1 was 8-0 Mets. Game 2 was 2-1 Mets, and Game 3, 4-3 Mets. In that last game, Scherzer's bag and is dealing 11 Ks in 6 1/3 innings. And Game 4, 3-2 Cubs. And transitioning to the NL East, talking about the Mets faced off against the Braves for some very fun and very delightful baseball. The Mets took 2 of 3. Game 1 was 4-1 Mets. Game 2, 1-4 Braves, and Game 3, 7-3 Mets. After this, the Braves, not the Braces, went to the nation's capital, and they took 2 of 3 against the Nationals. Game 1, 5-4. Game 2, 8-4, and Game 3, 6-3 all Braves, with the last game being 7-3 Nationals. The Nationals faced off against the Mariners before this and get swept in a 2-game series to push the Mariners' win streak, which now stands at 14 after this. Game 1, 6-4, and Game 2, 2-1. And then, lastly, the Marlins went to go face against the Phillies, and they get swept in a 3-game series, 2-1, 10-0, and 4-0. That completes your NL league. That's what I'm thinking of.
Totally just misclicked.
Oh, very pleasant music. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a nice little. It doesn't really have a melody, so it sits nicely in the background. I think.
Yeah, I felt happy just talking, and I wasn't even. Listening.
It's a good vibe. Like
right
when I talked over it, and it's a good vibe to talk when you're listening to that. Let's talk National League standings. Do you want to talk about it, or should I talk about it?
I'll go for it.
All right.
So, let's talk about the most exciting one in my opinion, even though it's kind of the less competitive one. The Central. The Brewers right now stand at 50-43 with a .538 winning percentage, so not as crazy as all the other NL teams, being that they're 3-7 in their last 10. But the Cardinals are half a game right behind them at 50-44, only one extra loss. So I think that's pretty exciting, even though they're only these records aren't the best. It's really fun to watch. They're 6 for their last 10, and they're doing pretty good. But the Pirates, obviously, there's a big jump between second and third, are 39-54. 419 winning percentage, 11 games back, no chance right now. 5 for the last 10 though. Cubs are 35 and 57, 380 winning percentage, 14 and a half games back, and 1 for their last 10. And then the Reds are 34 and 57, 374, 15 games back, and they're 6 for their last 10. We'll go to the West. The Dodgers, they are 60 and 30, 667 winning percentage, and they're 9 for their last 10. In my opinion, the hottest team in baseball right now. The Padres right behind them are still 10 games back though, 52 and 42, 553 winning percentage. This is why I say the Brewers aren't quite as, and that whole NL Central race isn't as crazy. It's because the Padres in here would instantly like be first place. So that's why it's not as crazy, but nonetheless, the Padres are playing pretty good baseball. 4 for their last 10, though, so not a good stretch right as of now. The Giants, really not too good right now, but they improved to a 48 and 43 record, 527, 12 and a half games back, and 7 for their last 10, so pretty decent. The Rockies are 43 and 50, 462 winning percentage, 7 for their last 10, so also arguably pretty well. And the Diamondbacks are 40 and 52, 435 winning percentage, 3 for the last 10. So in my opinion, this is the most competitive NL division because, I mean, the last place team is 435 winning percentage. The Mets, first place right now, they're 58 and 35, 624 winning percentage, very impressive, 6 for the last 10. And then the Braves behind them are 2.5 games back. I'm pretty sure the same as last week, 56 and 38, and they are 7 for their last 10. So we'll see if they can catch up. The Phillies are 49 and 43, 533 winning percentage, 8.5 games back. We'll see if they can make a wild card. Very fun. Quite not as dominant as these first place teams and second place teams. But definitely hopefully can maybe squeeze in there. The Marlins are playing decent baseball but are still under 500, 43 and 48, 473 winning percentage, 14 games back, 4 for their last 10. And then the Nationals are being the Nationals. They are 31 and 63, 330 winning percentage, 27 and a half games back, and they're 1 for their last 10.
That's tough for them.
Yeah, and it happened to be
tough
the
to be
last
Juan
game.
Soto.
Yeah, I can kind of see where his mind's at, in my opinion, with the whole.
Plus, it's not like it's a lot of money, but it's over a lot of years.
Yeah, you don't know what it's gonna be like by the end of that. So.
In National League news, Juan Soto turns down a $440 million contract. I think it's over 15 years.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
So, I can totally see where that's at. And also, I've heard that the team wants to sell to new owners. So,
okay. Well, that could change things.
Thing is, maybe Artie Moreno buys the Nats.
Ooh, okay.
Juan Soto would never want to be on that team.
Exactly.
You know? He's looking for championships, and he's one of the better hitters
right.
out there.
I think he wants certainty with his future.
He wants to be on a good team, and he doesn't want to be at the new owner's mercy.
He wants to win.
And he knows that he can get that back because he's a good hitter and he's confident.
Maybe he wants the higher AAV over the years. He could be wanting, 35 to 40 million per year, and rather than just, a long-term contract.
Even if he has a bad season this year, someone will still be willing to sign him for that much.
Right.
In the off season, so he's confident that he'll get his money, and he just wants to go to a contending team to get it, which is very cool.
I can see that happening.
Any National League fun stuff, fun news?
In terms of just the season, nothing much. I'm trying to think, because Kershaw was technically AL news.
Yep. Well, we already talked about
kinda. Nothing really as I'm looking at these teams that stands out, other than Hader kind of imploding recently.
Yeah, that's tough.
I've noticed it because he's mine.
I was doing All-Star research for my own personal, who I would have picked for the All-Star roster.
Yeah.
And he still leads the league in saves, but his ERA is 4.5. It's kind of wacky.
Mm-hmm.
You can really tell that he's been struggling.
Yeah, as of late, he's had a pretty inflated ERA, and he's been struggling, to say the least.
I'm kind of curious.
I already recorded 2 blown saves, and it's been a week in the recap. So, to blow 2 of your saves in the past week, I'm pretty sure he still secured 2 saves, though, in the week. So, 4 opportunities, 50% success rate, I guess. Still not good enough, though, in my eyes.
So, a lot of the times, reliever ERA gets, inflated or really deflated. If their defense makes a great play, then their ERA will go up a whole point because they don't pitch a lot of innings.
Right.
And then there is a stat called FIP, which I don't know if you know. It's fielding independent pitching. It's an ERA estimator. His FIP this year is 3.88.
Ooh.
So it's
pretty high.
Yeah.
So he's been very
it's not
defense heavy dependent.
His defense has saved him Actually his defense has screwed him over. Never mind, in a couple of situations, but.
Okay, that's what that means.
If his fielders were league average, he would still be bad right now.
Right.
The way he's pitching, which is kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, the Brewers ain't got much going on there. You know, they have the starters, and that's kind of all I really see over there.
All of their pitching was really good, and now it's
really
kind
good.
of Josh Hader's kind of fallen off now.
Yeah, they still got Burns, but
Last year was kind of an anomaly year for him. It's the only year that his FIP has been under 2.
oh, interesting.
The year before that, it was 4. So maybe he's not one of those elite relievers that everyone thinks. Maybe he's just
maybe
had a couple of good years, and now it's expected of him. We'll see what happens.
Figured out. I don't know. They're probably definitely gonna keep him though, unless he has like some Cody Bellinger fall off the table type activity.
That's fun. I think that's all we have to cover for that.
Yeah.
And
That's
moving
it.
on to the draft, I have
The
a little bit of
draft.
stuff on the draft. Not a whole lot. You guys can just go on ESPN and read their article about it if you want to.
How was the draft, Jack?
I didn't watch it all. I watched the first pick, but I was on my way to a drum corps event.
Yeah.
I was on my way to a drum corps event, so I didn't get to see the whole draft. Instead, I watched Gold and Blue Devils B and Vanguard Cadets. So that was fine. 2022 MLB First Year Player Draft. The number 1 overall pick by the Baltimore Orioles is
John
Jackson.
Cena. No, I'm just kidding. Who actually was it?
I wish we had a producer, because then he could just pull up the theme music
Yeah.
and start playing. Baltimore Orioles number 1 overall pick, Jackson Holliday, son of All-Star Matt Holliday. In high school,
That's awesome.
senior year, he was batting .685.
Whoa, that's
with
better
17
than my show.
17 home runs and 79 RBIs during one season.
And those seasons, I think, are shorter than an MLB
Yep.
season.
His defense might not hold up. He's a shortstop.
Maybe he gets moved. To
Defense
second
might not hold up at a major league level. They say he might move to second.
or first. Or whatever.
Orioles opt for his bat
Yeah.
more so over his defense. Number 1 prospect Drew Jones. He's a little bit of both. The Orioles really wanted to lock down the offensive side as their ongoing rebuild. They're starting to become competitive, evidenced by the fact that they're .500.
Yeah.
So they're looking for some players that will help them hit in the future. Number 2 overall pick, drafted by the Diamondbacks, is Drew Jones. So he was expected to go number 1, I believe. He went number 2. He's an elite defender in the outfield. He's also a great bat. He keeps up his value. He batted a measly .570 with 13 home runs and 39 RBIs and
Bro.
72 runs.
72.
So-
that ain't 76.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Hey, man.
Uh,
He's 11th round. In my opinion.
11th round. Diamondbacks, they opt for the more well-rounded player. Not a lot of defensive questions there. The Orioles ignored the defense on that pick. Diamondbacks needed another high-performance outfielder in their farm system. They lack a little bit of depth there.
They do.
This kid has a lot of potential to be a star in the Diamondbacks outfield, and he can be a star in their upper minors immediately to provide depth for the major league team. Rangers number 3 overall pick, a little bit surprising. First pitcher, right-handed pitcher Kumar Rocker. Rocker is a Vanderbilt star. He
Yeah.
played at Vanderbilt. He played the last season in the Frontier League. In 5 games, he posted 20 innings pitched, 1.35 ERA, 32 strikeouts, and .75 WHIP. Rangers are hoping to get him up next year or the year after, because he's been playing for a little while. He played in Vanderbilt and then went to the Frontier League for, I believe, 2 years. And you can see that their rebuild is kind of going on with their signing of Corey Seager and Marcus Semien.
Yeah.
They also drafted Jack Leiter, also a Vanderbilt star, and Justin Foscue. They're not up yet, but they're projected to come up within this rebuild window. So I'd like to see that these guys succeed. Maybe help the Rangers out a little bit, even though they're rivals. My Halos, number 13 overall, draft shortstop Zach Neto. Seems to be because of the offensive troubles that the Angels are having. There's not a clear time for him to come up to the majors. There's not really a plan. Like, there's no other prospects like to line up with. There's not really a plan there, so that pick was kind of a mystery to me.
As the whole franchise is.
Yeah, it's an Angel standard kind of draft pick. I was really hoping for someone that would be kind of more ready to come up, maybe assist before Shohei, like maybe next season, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout.
Right.
Those guys, their time is limited, so
yeah.
Would have been cool to see someone who's a little more ready, but this guy's fine with being an Angel. He signed with us, so that's taken care of. That's the draft. That's what I want to cover from the draft. Not a lot of other crazy stuff going on. Basically, expected picks.
Yeah.
You know who the Dodgers drafted? Because I didn't really look into that, but the Dodgers always make good draft choices.
They didn't even have a first round pick.
They traded, or did they not get one because of competitive balance?
The Mets had 2. So somehow that happened.
The Mets must have got Steve Cohen bought them this year, right?
No, last year.
Right. Interesting.
That's last year, and then they were making all the push, and then nothing happened. He was the one who came in and then got the Lindor trade going.
Yeah, cool. Dodgers draft pick is kind of irrelevant because their minor league system
Our
is
second
just
round, because one didn't happen. Dalton, rushing, 21, slotted value is 1.9 mil.
Catcher, interesting.
Yep. Alex Freeland, age 20, UCF, 582, so about normal. For slot, Nick Biddison, Virginia Tech. Yeah, those are like the top 3. Sean McLean. He is a shortstop. So a good amount of shortstops, outfielders, catchers. And then, I think one pitcher only.
Yep, one pitcher.
Because we're already goated at the pitching spot.
Yeah, that's true.
With Bobby Miller and Pepiot and everything else down the line.
That's the draft.
I trust our drafting and developing team a lot.
I think most of the 3 teams that I covered did a good job, especially the Rangers. Rangers is a little bit of a mystery pick.
Yeah. Because
he's been having shoulder problems, Kumar Rocker. That's why he only has 20 innings pitched in 5 games. He had shoulder surgery, so the big question for the Rangers is, will he be healthy? And a lot of people seem to think that he will be healthy after his surgery, and he'll continue to
sometimes it works out. That's how Bueller was.
Yeah.
That's why he was so low, as he had Tommy came up, and then he's literally, amazing. So
very cool.
Could always work out.
Let's talk home run derby, since that's ongoing. I believe Pete Alonso just lost to J-Rod.
Yep, he is not.
Pete Alonso is out.
Because it's hard to beat 31. I was doing my recap, so I didn't even notice.
It's hard to beat 31.
But I'm pretty sure he didn't do it. So
yeah, he lost, which is tough.
Yeah, there goes the streak, man. Only 2 in a row. There's no 3-peat.
Maybe next time. Maybe next year he'll win, and then he'll win again, and then he'll win again. Who should have been in the home run derby? Who were your guys that you would have picked?
Mike Trout.
Well,
obviously he's injured, so that wouldn't have happened. But
and he opts out anyway.
Right. Are you talking about picking people who are there right now?
No.
Or people I would have wanted to be in?
Who, besides the people who... Actually, who would you have liked to see in the home run derby?
Yeah.
Who would have been your 8
I'll
picks?
just ignore Mike Trout for a couple reasons. And then Aaron Judge, for sure. Stanton is literally just a guy who hits home runs.
Yep.
I think in the past month, he had a 1-something average, but had 7 home runs. So everything he does is just a homer. So I thought he should be in, and then at least one Dodger.
Which one?
Probably not Mookie, because he's starting. Maybe Will Smith. He rakes. He didn't get picked for an All-Star for some unknown reason. So probably him, I'm thinking, because no one else is really a home run known guy. But he's known for his power.
Yep.
So, and I want one Dodger in there for obvious reasons. So probably Will Dills Smith.
So my picks, I didn't include people who opted out. And I don't think I included people who are injured. Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber. I picked Austin Riley. That guy's been hitting nukes.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Byron Buxton. He has a low on base, but a really high OPS because he hits a lot of homers.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols. I kind of vibe with the Pujols pick in that home run derby.
I do too. I'm enjoying it right now.
This is prepared, so this was before I even saw Albert Pujols win the first round. Corey Seager.
Now he's about to beat Soto.
Corey Seager just because he's a known power hitter. Juan Soto and J. Ram. Those are my picks. I think the only difference is Austin Riley and Byron Buxton.
Yeah, I think so.
Juan Soto has one home run after a minute.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Albert Pujols is about to beat him.
Yeah. This is our little home run derby segment. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying watching it.
Oh.
Oh, this guy's just got decked.
Hey man, you never know. He could just hit like 15 right now.
That's the power of Juan Soto. That's why he's getting $440 million. Let's go to the All Star Game.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been going. Uh-oh. Just broke the window. That's cool.
We're tiny now.
We've been going 36 minutes.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. I got a lot of stuff on All Star Game, so we can.
Yeah, we'll use it right.
We'll take a long time. All Star rosters. We're doing starters. I'm doing starters at least. Just the. For the American League, catcher is Alejandro Kirk. First base is Guerrero Jr. Second base is Altuve. He's injured though. Third base is Devers. Shortstop is Tim Anderson. Outfield Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton, and then DH was Shohei Ohtani. And then for the National League, it's Wilson Contreras, Paul Goldschmidt. Second base is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Third base is Machado. Shortstop is Turner. Outfield is Acuna, Peterson, and Betts. And then DH was Bryce Harper, and he's obviously injured.
Yeah, sadly.
And now we're going to go to who we think should be in the All-Star Game. I spent so much time on this. It's unreal. So,
we came prepared.
For the AL All-Star roster, I like the Alejandro Kirk pick. I like the Vladdy pick.
Same.
I like the Jose Altuve pick. He's injured, so they replaced him with Andres Jimenez, who I think is the second best second base.
I'm very happy about that.
So that's a good replacement there. Third base, I don't think there's a better third base in the AL than Rafael Devers.
Yeah, me neither.
Tim Anderson at short, that's a decision that I disagree with. He hasn't boasted any good defensive anything. And he's just worse than Xander Bogaerts at hitting. Xander has posted much better statistics than Tim Anderson. He has a 316, 389, 453 slash line. Tim Anderson has a 310, 351, 416 slash line, which is worse in every category. It shows that overall Bogaerts is the better hitter of the two. There's no defensive anything there. Neither player is known for being a defensive wizard.
Yeah, no.
So it comes down to the hitting there, and there's nothing that saves Tim Anderson.
Not even raw numbers, like homers and RBIs.
Yep, just not a even real questionable pick to me. It's
a popularity contest.
It really is a popularity contest, and Xander got snubbed.
He did.
Aaron Judge.
Luckily, he's still on the reserve, so.
Aaron Judge is outfield. He will play. That's fine. He rakes.
I was happy with that one.
That's chill. Mike Trout being in the All-Star game is also great, but he's on 10-day IL. So he's going to get replaced with Byron Buxton. I would have chose Cedric Mullins over Byron Buxton, just because I like Cedric Mullins better.
That's a you issue.
Yeah.
I would have loved Byron.
Honestly,
didn't really care
Byron
too much
Buxton
about him.
is starting, so you get your wish.
Yeah. I didn't care greatly about him until I had him on my fantasy and I started seeing what he was doing. And I was like, dang, this guy's like really legit. So that's just the only reason I really like him.
The main reasons, Cedric Mullins has a higher batting average by 40, and he's a higher on base, not by much, by like 20 points. And then Byron Buxton has a way higher slugging, but their OPS is pretty similar. Cedric Mullins is 761 and Byron Buxton is 770. I just chose Cedric Mullins. He's a little more consistent, and getting on base is fun in the All Star game because
True.
you only get like 2 ABs and then they sub you
Yeah.
out. So I'd like to see someone who gets on base rather than someone strike out twice and then go sit on the bench.
True.
Orioles have been the more exciting team this season, in my eyes, as well.
The Twins, yeah.
The Twins, I mean, I know they're winning their division, but their division sucks.
Yeah, it's
So,
not impressive.
It's really fun to see the Orioles get on their 10-game win streak and go, like, compete in a division that's the hardest division, I think. It's maybe can be argued that the NL West is harder, but
I agree that if every team's at 500,
yeah,
at least
AL
it's,
East
the,
is
it's the
hardest.
most competitive. I agree.
It would have been fun to see a player from Baltimore start the All Star game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Giancarlo Stanton is also in the outfield for the American League, and this is not a pick that I like. I don't like Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield for the All Star game. The Yankees already have a few representatives in the pitching department in Aaron Judge. J-Rod would be my pick to fill in for him. J-Rod's hitting 275, 337, 477 with an 814 OPS, and Stanton is hitting 237, 319, 541 with an 835 OPS. So that's like 20 points difference. Not a huge difference in OPS. And once again, J-Rod gets on base a little more. Aaron Judge is already there. He's already a starting outfielder.
Right.
New prospects being in the game is huge for baseball as a whole. Seeing J-Rod hit 30 home runs in a single round in the home run derby is crazy, and it's really entertaining. J-Rod has more hits, more doubles, and more triples than Stanton. So I think that just adds that fun factor. Yordan Alvarez should have been picked.
Oh, yeah.
He's just better. I mean, I don't need to go over the stats.
Like
He's
hearing that
just
from
better.
you.
Yordan Alvarez is injured. The
Yeah.
person I would pick to fill in for Yordan Alvarez at DH is Shohei Ohtani.
Same.
So it works out either way. But
It happened to work that way.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Mike Trout, I guess. Like,
Yordan should have got his star though. Like
his vote.
That's kind of tough for him. Whatever. I would have Shane McClanahan starting the All-Star game.
Yeah, I would too.
He's just goated.
He's really good this year.
I would also elect Justin Verlander. He opts out, so I would replace him with Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert's kind of been a menace. He's just been dealing for the Mariners.
Okay, I haven't looked at him too much.
He's been a huge part of their win streak. Like their win streak, he's been just dealing the whole time. I'd also have Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher. Dylan Cease instead of someone else. Don't remember who I replaced him with. Dylan Cease just leads the league in ERA, and he consistently has good starts all the time. So I'd like to see him in the All-Star game. I think he's in, but as a replacement player, if I'm not mistaken. The rest of the guys I agree with. The only other reliever pitcher that I'd like to see in for the AL is Clay Holmes. He's 12th in saves. He has a very nice ERA. It's 1.3 something. That's really crazy.
That's pretty good.
For relievers. His FIP is 2. So that's backed up by the deeper statistics back that up. And he's been huge for the Yankees' success because they are crushing it. That's another Yankee that I would have in instead of Stanton. That's my All-Star roster. Just the starters. We don't need to talk about who's in reserve because I don't really care who's in reserve. Like, it's cool and all, but you don't get the start, so that's tough.
Yeah, not as cool. It's meh.
Kind of mid.
Yeah.
Even though they're still one of the top, 20 players in all of baseball, but,
that's
whatever.
true.
Wilson Contreras, catcher for the NL. Goldschmidt at first. I know you disagree with that one, probably. You want Freddie there?
No, Goldschmidt was better in every single way, and I can't really deny Goldschmidt. I had him in my vote every single time. Even if I didn't vote Goldschmidt, I would have gone Pete until the past 2 weeks. Because in my opinion, Freddie just became way more hot in the past 2 weeks than Alonso ever has been right now. But yeah, Goldie has that all the way. I would even probably MVP at this point right now. So I definitely agreed with it.
Jazz Chisholm Jr., second base. He's out right now. I'd replace him with Jeff McNeil.
I hated that.
Same as MLB. Manny Machado at third. Trey Turner at short. So I really like Dansby Swanson as well. He's a fun guy. I think he would be about equal for an all-star spot. Looking at their statistics, though, it came down to the ones column in every category. It's like Trey Turner had a better average, but Dansby hit one more home run, but like the average was only better by .002.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like pretty similar picks. I went with Trey Turner, just better overall.
Yeah,
And he
you
hits
get the
for average. I like people who hit for average.
speed.
Speed.
You know, that
It's
comes
that
into
excitement factor.
play. Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit more flair.
Get a nice bloop hit. Maybe he hustles, turns it into a double.
Yeah, I mean, plus he's a Dodger, but like, he's got a little extra to him, so that isn't like stat worthy.
Yep.
You can't really see it in a number.
Outfield, Mookie Betts, Acuna Jr., and for my third outfield slot, I would replace Jock Peterson with Juan Soto. Juan Soto has a really high OPS. I know it's because he walks all the time. But the reason he walks all the time is because he's one of the elite hitters in the game. His power is far beyond what many other players can say that they've done. He hits way more home runs than the average player. All of that fun stuff. People are calling it a slow start.
He definitely had a slow start.
Juan Soto is picking up the pace. He's not below average in any factor. It's really nice to see him like have a nice little comeback where he's not terrible anymore.
I like seeing it now.
And all the statistics I sorted by, he was in the top list. He was always on the screen. You didn't have to scroll down to him. And he leads outfield in MLB with a 405 on base. Which
It's all that walking.
Yeah, that's a lot of walks. But you also see players like Shohei Ohtani when Mike Trout is injured, doesn't even walk that much, and the rest of his roster is just dead.
Yeah.
So, Juan Soto has a unique ability to draw walks, which is something that I really respect. DH, I would vote in Bryce Harper. He's out. William Contreras in. I like the Contreras brothers storyline. That's cool.
I'm cool with that.
It's really fun.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
To the pitching.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the trophy? Home Run Derby
Who's that
trophy.
guy? Is that the home run derby man?
The home run.
Is it Wild West theme because we're in the West?
It's Bad Bunny.
These. Oh wait, what? No, is it?
It is. It said on the screen. It said Bad Bunny. Rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Dodger Stadium. Look at all that parking. So beautiful.
I've been there.
Majestic. You've
Anyway.
been there?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, right?
To start the All Star game, I'd have Sandy.
I guess I can respect that idea.
MLB chose Clayton Kershaw or the manager, whoever picks. I don't know who
It's
picks.
the manager.
I don't really care who picks. Alcantara's second in MLB ERA. Kershaw's ERA is above 2 so far. Alcantara has way more innings than anybody else in MLB. Alcantara is 5th in WHIP. I'd even argue that Gonsolin is better than Kershaw for a starter for the All Star game. Like I think the debate here is between Sandy Alcantara and Tony Gonsolin for who should start the All Star game. And the Clayton Kershaw pick was kind of out of nowhere. I know that he's one of the all-time greats. This season, though, Sandy's been better.
Yeah. I've seen. I don't. He's a better pick, right? Like if you just look at the numbers. But in my opinion, I think especially like from Dodgers fan perspective, seeing Kershaw get snubbed every single time he's had the Cy Young year by some other dude who for some reason got it.
Yeah, that's kind of...
It kind of gets on your nerves, and at this point you're like, can the man just start? He's finally having... Like, he hasn't had a below 3 ERA in a bit.
His career ERA is like 2.15 or something like that.
Yeah, and on the past few years
ridiculous.
it's been like 3-ish, I'm pretty sure. So to see it at 2 right now, they're happy to see 2 perfect, 7-inning games that he's pitched. Like, no other pitcher has done that this year. So I think the hype was just up, and at this point, a lot of people were just fed up. And also, I think a lot of it's just like...
He should absolutely start the be in the All-Star game. For the starting position that the manager picks,
I think a lot of people also cave in to, respect. It's like, oh, this guy's older, and, it must be nice to let him start, because, we have to be reverent to him.
It's like the Albert Pujols All-Star game.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not quite the same, but a little.
A little similar. So I think that's also the reason why he got the start. He's a future Hall of Famer. We gotta start him. So, I think that's the argument.
I absolutely believe he should have been a starter in years past, maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
This year, Sandy has that excitement factor.
Sandy's really good.
I'm an Angels fan, people post these highlights of Sandy just like making these guys look silly at the plate, and it makes me go, "Wow, that's insane. That's so cool." I love baseball when I watch Sandy pitch.
Yeah.
Unless he's
Sandy's
pitching against
good.
the Angels.
Yeah, then you cry.
So as long as Sandy gets to pitch in the game, it's fine.
Yeah,
starting isn't really that big a deal.
And there's Tony who's having like a crazy year.
He's insane.
He literally just got fixed because he threw more strikes.
Yeah, because Mookie Betts said, "Hey bud, throw more strikes."
Okay.
I'd have Clayton Kershaw pitching, Tony Gonsolin pitching, Corbin Burns pitching. He either opted out or he got hurt. Don't really follow the Brewers.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd replace him with Luis Castillo. I think that's different than what MLB wants. I'd replace Max Fried with Tyler Anderson.
Yeah.
There's too many Dodgers. I looked for players that weren't Dodgers to fill in, and there just weren't any. The Dodgers are just better. I'd have Aaron Nola, Logan Webb, and then for the relievers, I would have Josh Hader in, despite his shaky starts recently.
Yeah. I'd have him in too.
He's a legend this season already. He had, 20 scoreless starts? Or not starts, appearances. Something
crazy
crazy
he hadn't
like
given
that.
up a run since, last year, some month. And then, his first run given up was, a few weeks ago.
I'd have Kenley Jansen in. He's a league leader. He's an MLB leader in saves. I know that he's not,
Interesting.
He does his job.
I wonder how he does that.
He does his job most of the time.
Yeah.
Daniel Bard. I forgot what team he's on, but his statistics are really good. Just put him in there. He plays for the Rocks. His WAR this season is 1.9, and he has a 2 ERA with 20 saves. So he's up there in the saves category. He's got a nice ERA to back it up. You love to see that from relievers. And then Edwin Diaz, he's just been real nice for the Mets. He's just been pitching, and he's been getting outs. Even if he gets some base runners, doesn't matter to him. He pitches the same.
He doesn't get affected.
Yeah, he just ignores the base runners. His whip is .991, which is not elite. It's pretty good, but it's not elite. But his ERA is 1.69, so while he may allow a base runner an inning, doesn't really matter because he doesn't let him score, which is huge.
Yep.
You love to see that from your relievers. Let's see how many home runs he's given up. He's given up 3 home runs.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, which is cool. So he should be in the All Star game.
Yep.
He is in the All Star game. Fine.
As it should be. Yeah, he's there. I like to see it.
Those are my picks. If I didn't mention someone, I agree with whoever voted them in or MLB picked them that they should be in. Albert Pujols should not be in the All Star game, and neither should Miggy. That's tough for them, but the All Star game is for the good players this year. Neither of them are great this year.
Yeah, fair enough,
The home run derby is a little more... It's a little sillier,
Yeah,
it's just some guy standing in the box, hitting a couple dingers. So...
need a cool chain, and that's it.
Plus, if someone has 600 career home runs, they gotta be in the... I was listening to another baseball podcast, and I 100% agree with the take that if you reach 500 home runs, you should have a home run derby ticket. And you can be in the home run derby whenever you want for the rest of your life, one time. And if you lose your ticket, but if you win, you can come back the next year. So that leads to a scenario where, Albert Pujols, when he retires, he gets his ticket, and then he comes back and he wins the home run derby, and then he just keeps playing until he loses. And that would be cool. It would never happen, but it would be cool.
I've never thought about that idea, but that's so funny.
Ken Griffey Jr., he did that. So, next year, maybe he redeems his ticket and he comes and plays in the home run derby.
Freaking Barry Bonds shows up. It's 1 home run because it's off the roids.
That's my take. I think it would be really funny. So
it would. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a brain dead take.
Yeah, it is, but I'd like that. It'd be entertaining.
I mean, the whole point of the home run derby is to be fun. So,
Tiny.
Wow, we just got squished. That's cool.
Oh.
I don't really have anything else to talk about. Do you agree with most of the All-Star picks?
Yes. I feel no. Oh, there's one. I think Freddie should have been a reserve. Like
Yeah.
instantly. Like I don't think
That's
it should have
fair.
been a replacement reserve.
That's
So
fair.
that was dumb. I think Will should have also been an instant reserve. Like it should have been him and Cabrera in the picks for like who starts. Obviously Cabrera wins it, but I think he should have been at least considered as the backup. Not even reserve now, so that was dumb. Other than that, I think everything worked out the way it should.
Yeah, I do think
think
Freddie
that's fair.
goes before CJ Cron.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
a weird little. And then Darno, I don't know. There's got to be a better catcher than Travis Darno, right?
I know, right? Like Will Smith is way hotter than him,
That's wacky.
and the fact that he wasn't even like making it there or a reserve added later.
I also
Like
think
second.
maybe we get 3 reserve catchers because being a catcher is kind of hard. You
True.
catch 4 innings in the All Star game. That kind of sucks. No one else has to play 4 innings in the All Star game
Yeah.
because there's 3 backup first basemen.
Oh, the backups. Yeah, I don't know why that one gets shortened.
All Star game is kind of weird. It's the Midsummer Classic,
It is.
rivaled only by the Fall Classic,
That's
and
so
one of
funny.
them is way better than the others. I don't know. I would cancel stuff to watch the World Series. I would not cancel stuff to go see the All Star game.
Me neither.
So,
I agree with that take. I'll die for it.
gotta watch the World Series. No matter who's in it, unless it's the Yankees and they're winning. I don't want to see the Yankees win.
Yeah, then I give up.
Uh,
Or watch hockey or something.
We should go back to calling stuff by their fun old name. The World Series, more people should call the World Series the Fall Classic.
I'd like to bring that back
It's just a fun little,
because it's fallen off, you know.
it has, and it's, yeah, there's not a lot of playoffs going on and it makes it sound way bigger than it actually is. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people now don't really
Classic.
care about baseball. Like, baseball's kind of irrelevant. And you call it the Fall Classic, makes it sound like something everyone tunes into every year, and it's like,
'cause it's a classic.
it is.
Yeah,
I like the World
that.
Series.
I want to bring that back. Just call baseball America's pastime again.
I went through like the last at bats of every World Series. In like 2005, the branding was like leaves. It's like the Fall Classic. Like the branding in 2005 was the Fall Classic, not the World Series. I think it was Fox Sports did it, and so like there were leaves all over the little score box, and it was kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. I was so confused at first.
I don't know if we need to go back to that, but it was cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And the Fall Classic is a fun name, and the Midsummer Classic is also a fun name. And I've seen people call this the Midsummer Classic, which I was kind of surprised about.
It's more mid than the fall summer classic.
The Fall Summer Classic.
Fall.
Oh. One pitcher, I forgot to mention him. I think he should be in the All-Star game. Frankie Montas.
Has he been that good?
He's been fine. He's
Oh.
one of the leaders in ERA for the American League. And also he's on the A's. So he deserves a
Feel
little bit
bad, yeah.
a little bit of recognition because like he gets extra losses and extra earned runs because like guys will just throw away baseballs.
Yeah. Poor guy. I feel bad for him.
He should be in the All-Star game. Those are all of my takes.
Yeah.
I don't have any more takes.
I was kind of high on those takes. I agreed. I got behind all those. Most of those.
Most of them.
Most of those.
The only one you disagreed with was the Cedric Mullins take
A little bit.
and the Sandy take.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Everything else was
I love Juan Soto.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see what happens.
This guy's he bat flipped when he hit his last home run to defeat J-Ram. Like, it was the most aggressive bat flip I've seen this season. But then again, I don't watch a lot of fun players. I watch the Angels. So, why do they even have a catcher for the home run derby?
Yeah, they just sit there and do nothing.
Just watch people get hits. Isn't that like your worst nightmare as a catcher?
So watch your pitcher get obliterated in front of you. It's like, well, that one's gone.
All right, that's going to conclude this episode.
That will conclude it.
I hope next time we'll be live at 3.
That would be awesome.
Would be cool if no one's late. Let's roll the outro music while we watch the home run derby.
Got it. What's the mid summer music genre?
Midsummer classic music. It's the same as intro music, basically. It's not.
It is mid. It sounds like we're in the tavern in D&D.
Yeah, I gotta change it.
My name is Torad Borad.
Torad Borat. That's it. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, people.